Have you ever stopped to consider whether traveling far from home is still a good idea after the age of 70? The idea of exploring new places, experiencing different cultures, and enjoying retirement on the road sounds wonderful. But there's a side of this story that's rarely discussed: the quiet risks that come with age and can turn a dream vacation into a major ordeal. Many older adults head out on trips believing they can keep the same pace as before. But the body no longer reacts like it did at 40. And that's exactly where the danger lies. In this video, we're going to break down 5 serious reasons why traveling after 70 can be risky. And we're not just talking about feeling tired or uncomfortable. We're talking about real challenges involving health, money, and personal safety. Each of these points will help you understand why this stage of life requires more care and caution when it comes to planning a trip. Stay with us until the end, because the last point on the list is one of the most overlooked, and also one of the main reasons so many seniors end up facing emotional and financial trouble while traveling. Before we continue, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's planning a trip after 70. Sometimes the right information comes at just the right moment, and it can prevent a major problem. Let's begin with the first point. Health risks increase significantly. One of the biggest concerns when traveling in later life is how unpredictable health can be. High blood pressure, heart issues, a more fragile respiratory system. Any of these can become serious complications far from home, especially when you're without your trusted doctor nearby. A chest pain that could be quickly treated in your hometown may turn into an emergency when you're abroad, on a cruise, or in a place with limited medical services. That's what happened to Mr. Heinrich, a 74-year-old man from Hamburg. He boarded a peaceful cruise with his wife, but on the 4th day, he experienced intense chest pain. The onboard medical team gave initial care, but he had to wait hours for an evacuation to the nearest hospital. He survived, but left the experience shaken, and with a hefty bill. Another common issue is assuming your regular health plan covers everything. Many seniors only realize too late that traditional insurance doesn't apply overseas, or doesn't cover emergencies in some regions. The result? Expensive bills, delayed care, and the stress of being helpless in a critical moment. Without proper insurance, even basic healthcare abroad can come with a shocking price tag. Hospital visits, emergency surgeries, and simple prescriptions may lead to unexpected out-of-pocket expenses. In fact, some older travelers have ended up spending thousands just to access the care they needed. So, what's the best way to avoid that? If you're over 70 and considering a trip, start by speaking to your doctor. Get a full checkup, ask about possible concerns, and double-check that you have enough of all your prescribed medications. It's also essential to understand the healthcare system in the place you're visiting. If you're leaving the country, make sure your travel insurance includes coverage for emergencies, hospital stays, and air evacuations. Because when it comes to your health, preparation can be the difference between a minor issue and a serious crisis. Staying healthy is key to enjoying life at any age, but especially after 70. And although medical emergencies are a major concern, they're not the only risk seniors face while traveling. Let's look at another serious issue: increased exposure to illness and infection. One common problem that many travelers underestimate is the exposure to viruses, bacteria, and contaminated food. Crowded terminals, busy airplanes, shared vehicles, and unfamiliar restaurants all create environments where harmful germs can thrive. A simple cold or stomach bug might not seem like a big deal to someone younger. But for someone in their 70s, it can escalate quickly, leading to complications that require hospitalization or extended recovery. A single trip could expose an older adult to more pathogens than they'd normally encounter in months at home. And in many cases, their immune system isn't strong enough to respond effectively. Aging weakens the body's defense mechanisms, and respiratory illnesses in particular pose a major threat to seniors. Research shows that flu, bronchitis, and even mild colds are more likely to cause severe symptoms in older adults, especially when they come into contact with unfamiliar strains during international travel. Airplanes, especially, are notorious for spreading illness. You sit in close quarters, breathe recycled air, and interact with people from all over the world. That means you're constantly exposed to new viruses and bacteria your body may not recognize. Then there's food and water. While local dishes can be exciting, they may not sit well with a sensitive stomach. Raw foods, strong spices, and unfiltered water can lead to serious digestive issues. Seniors can become severely dehydrated or fall ill after something as simple as a salad or a glass of tap water. Add to that the hidden germs on hotel remotes, elevator buttons, or bathroom door handles, places people rarely disinfect. For those using walkers or canes, there's even more frequent contact with shared surfaces. If travel is necessary, seniors should stay alert, carry hand sanitizer, wash hands often, and consider wearing masks in busy locations to reduce the risk of infection. Avoiding raw foods, sticking to bottled or filtered water, and being careful with what you eat while abroad are smart habits, especially after 70. It's also wise to stay up to date with vaccinations and pack medication for digestive issues or respiratory symptoms. Yes, it's possible to stay healthy during a trip, but it takes caution, preparation, and a body that can handle unexpected changes. And now we come to another factor that often turns a fun trip into a difficult experience: physical exhaustion and the long recovery that follows. On paper, traveling sounds thrilling, but in practice, it often means early wake-ups, heavy luggage, long lines, unfamiliar hotels, and constant movement, all of which can wear down a senior's body in ways that weren't an issue years ago. What used to require just one night of sleep to recover from can now take a week. When the body is run down, everything suffers. Immunity weakens, coordination declines, and the chance of illness or injury increases. One major issue for older adults is poor sleep during travel. Uncomfortable beds, noisy environments, and disruptions to the usual routine can make restful sleep almost impossible. Sleep deprivation doesn't just lead to grogginess. It can cause mental fog, raise blood pressure, and make the body more vulnerable to illness. And for seniors flying across time zones, jet lag isn't just annoying, it can last much longer and disrupt energy for the entire trip. Then there's the impact of long hours sitting. Whether on a plane, bus, or train, remaining in one position can lead to joint stiffness, muscle pain, and swelling. For seniors who already experience arthritis or circulation problems, travel can worsen these symptoms and delay recovery well beyond the return home. And once you reach your destination, sightseeing, group tours, walking on uneven pavement, standing in lines, these quickly add up. The body simply tires more easily. What should be a joyful adventure starts to feel like a physical challenge. Take Richard, 75, who had always loved travel. After retiring, he and his wife planned a 2-week overseas getaway. But after the 10-hour flight, long immigration lines, and 6-hour time difference, he felt completely drained. By day 2, he needed frequent breaks, struggled to keep up, and spent most of the trip feeling off balance. By the time he adjusted, the trip was over, and he spent another 2 weeks recovering at home. Even basics like nutrition and hydration are harder to manage when you're constantly on the move. In many parts of the world, the food is unfamiliar, and ingredients or preparation methods can cause digestive upset. And when you're busy exploring, staying properly hydrated often gets forgotten. But skipping water can quickly lead to fatigue, dizziness, and confusion, making even simple moments feel harder than they should. Add this to sleep disruptions and physical stress, and it's no surprise that many older adults feel worse after a trip than before they left. So how can seniors reduce that toll? If travel can't be avoided, it's essential to plan lighter schedules. Include rest days, avoid back-to-back excursions, and consider shorter flights with stopovers to allow movement. Pack healthy snacks, prioritize naps, and don't hesitate to say no when the pace gets too demanding. But most importantly, know your own limits. A trip should never leave you needing weeks to recover. While exhaustion is serious, it's not the only invisible threat. Let's move on to the fourth major risk of traveling after 70: falls and physical injuries. As we grow older, balance becomes more fragile, reflexes slower, and bones more brittle. A minor trip at home might leave a bruise. But in a foreign country, that same fall could lead to broken bones, surgery, or even permanent loss of mobility. Sadly, A single misstep can alter the course of someone's later years. Most seniors don't realize how different and challenging new environments can be. Hotels, cruise ships, and historic areas often have uneven flooring, narrow staircases, or wet surfaces. Some cities lack ramps or elevators, forcing seniors to navigate stairs or cobblestones without support. And in some destinations, emergency care is slower or less advanced than at home, meaning even a simple injury could take days to be treated properly. Take Linda, 78, who had always wanted to visit Europe. She walked daily in her neighborhood without any problems. But after arriving in Italy, she quickly noticed the steep, uneven streets were tougher than expected. One night, stepping off a curb in a poorly lit alley, she lost her balance and fell hard, fracturing her hip. She had surgery abroad and spent months in recovery afterward. What should have been a dream trip became one of her hardest memories. Fatigue also plays a role. Long days, poor sleep, irregular meals, all reduce coordination. And for those with joint pain or arthritis, even walking through airports or tourist sites can lead to swelling and instability, increasing the chance of a fall. So what can be done to stay safer? If travel is truly necessary, choosing locations with reliable infrastructure, avoiding areas with rough or uneven paths, and wearing sturdy footwear can go a long way. Canes, orthopedic shoes, and frequent rest breaks also help reduce the strain. But above all, understanding your own physical boundaries is crucial, because no vacation is worth losing your long-term independence. If you're still watching and finding these tips helpful, write number 4 in the comments so we know you're with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so and turning on notifications. That helps us keep bringing you valuable, thoughtful content made for this stage of life. Now let's move on to our final point: financial risks, the often overlooked danger of traveling after 70. Many seniors believe that if anything goes wrong during a trip, their regular insurance or savings will handle it. But the truth is that a single unexpected issue, whether it's health-related, a scam, or a cancelled trip, can leave someone facing serious expenses, stress, and uncertainty. One major risk is needing medical care abroad. Many people overestimate what their health coverage includes. In most cases, basic insurance plans don't apply outside the country, and seniors are often shocked when they realize they're fully responsible for international hospital bills. Even minor treatment can cost thousands. And emergency air transport? That can run tens of thousands of dollars. Without the right travel insurance, many seniors are forced to pay or go without care altogether. Trip cancellations are another big problem. Seniors often book travel months in advance, expecting they'll feel fine when the time comes. But illness, injury, or sudden changes in health can lead to canceling plans at the last minute. Airlines, cruises, and hotels typically don't offer full refunds, and without trip insurance, it's hard to recover that money. But it doesn't stop there. Scams targeting older travelers are becoming more sophisticated. From fake cab drivers to overcharged souvenirs, to credit card fraud and phony travel packages, seniors are frequently targeted because they may seem less tech-savvy or more trusting in unfamiliar settings. Take George, a 76-year-old who saved for a tropical getaway. He booked a hotel online through a site that seemed legitimate. But when he arrived, the building didn't exist. It was a scam. With nowhere to stay, he had to spend twice as much to find another room, and all the money he'd saved for his dream trip was gone. What was supposed to be a relaxing getaway turned into a financial mess that stayed with George long after the trip ended. So how can older travelers protect themselves from experiences like his? First, confirm whether your health insurance covers medical care abroad. If it doesn't, invest in a comprehensive travel insurance policy that includes emergency services and trip cancellation protection. Second, always book with trusted companies and steer clear of deals that seem too good to be real. And finally, take special care with your finances while traveling. Don't carry large amounts of cash, guard your credit card details, and avoid sharing personal financial information with strangers, no matter how friendly they appear. Although travel can be thrilling, these financial risks show that after 70, careful planning becomes essential. With the chance of unexpected costs, scams, and medical emergencies, traveling becomes a gamble that not everyone is ready for. But does that mean giving up on travel altogether? Not quite. Let's review. In this video, we've discussed 5 major concerns about traveling after 70. Health crises, injuries, fatigue, illness from exposure, and money problems. Each of these can turn a relaxing trip into something stressful, expensive, and emotionally draining. So should seniors stop traveling entirely? Not necessarily. But the way they travel may need to change. Long-haul flights, back-to-back tours, and physically demanding destinations might no longer make sense. Instead, think about shorter, more comfortable trips. Consider nearby cities, familiar regions, or places with strong medical infrastructure. Slow down the pace. Choose locations with level sidewalks, easy transportation, and fewer surprises. Travel doesn't need to be far away or dramatic to be meaningful. In fact, sometimes the best moments are the simplest ones. Visiting a nearby town, seeing a grandchild's recital, or enjoying a weekend retreat in the countryside. These are still travels, but with less risk and more peace of mind. So, if you or someone close to you is thinking about taking a trip after 70, ask the right questions first. Is your health stable? Do you have proper insurance? Will the destination meet your physical needs? These may not be the most exciting questions, but they're the ones that help protect your safety and independence. Because real longevity isn't just about living longer, it's about living well, with clarity and control over your choices. If skipping a trip means protecting your health and security, maybe it's the smartest decision. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts below, and if this video helped you, like, subscribe, and stay with us. We'll see you next time.